Years ago, Dave Ramsey did a study. His team went out and interviewed 10,000 millionaires about who they are and what helped them achieve their goal. What I want to do in this video is show you it doesn't take that much money. You can become a millionaire on a modest income. Let's say, for example, somebody has $50,000. They make $50,000 a year. They save 10%, that's $417 a month. A lot of people say, I can't save 10% a month. Let's cut that in half. Let's say $200 a month. $200 a month, a little over what you might spend on a cable bill. Look at this, $200 a month. What we do is look at the returns, what the returns have done in the S&P 500 for the last 100 years. The reds are downs, the greens are positives. And no matter what period of time you pick, if you're in it for the long run, look what you can have. Let's go back here and look. $200 a month. If the numbers were like 1924, none of the numbers are going to be the same, but we just want to run a range here. But look at 1924 numbers. $200 a month, that'd be $2,400. That's putting it in at the end of the year, putting it in at the end of each year, and then this with these kind of returns, this is what you would have after 35 years, $1,013,000. After 40 years, 1.636. After 45 years, if you start when you're 20, 22 years old, fresh out of college, saving $200 a month, $2.668 million. Each year is different. 1925 will have different numbers, but kind of keep your eye on this 35 and 40 year column as I go down through here. Million, million seven, just short of a million, $1,000,008. Let's just jump down here a ways. 748,000 after 40 years, $1,000,004. And that's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is update this for every single year. And we're going to see just what you might have. There's going to end up a range for especially the 35 and 40 year columns. Look at this range for a 35-year column. The worst case scenario would be 580,000. The median in this column would be 811. Folks, this is just saving $200 a month. That's what I would call a modest income, 50,000 or less, and you're saving $200 a month. It would be less than 5% of this, saving 5% of your income. This is the kind of money. But look out here if you go out 40 years. If you're 25 years old, 27, and you work until full retirement age of 67, look, the worst case scenario, the red's always the worst case scenario across here. This color right here is the median, and this is the highest you're going to see. But you're going to find a range for the 40-year column with just $200 a month from $950,000 up to $2.828 million. Can you become a millionaire on a modest income? I would say so, $200 a month. Look what happens if we just do one other thing. Instead of $200 a month all the way through here, because you're going to get raises. This $200 a month is going to get easier and easier each year to be able to manage. What if you just increase that by 3% a year? $200, 206, 212. That's what we can do on this channel and all kinds of different numbers. Can you become a millionaire on a modest income? Look at these numbers. Let me update this now. Again, we're looking at the 35, 40, 45-year column because if you're in it for the long run, you can reach $1 million. Look at this, the 40-year column. Given that simple scenario, just $200 a month and increasing that by 3% a year. Look at the range now over a 40-year period, 1.2 million up to almost 4 million, with the median being $1.884 million. Can you reach millionaire status on a modest income? Definitely. $200 a month. We increase that to $300 a month. Let's update this. And I know what you're going to be asking. Well, that money is not going to have the same buying power in 35, 40, and 45 years. And that's true. That just shows you how down the road here, it's going to be easier to become a millionaire and have these kind of numbers, even with $300 a month. But what's the buying power of these amounts? Which is a good question. After 40 years, these numbers right here would have the buying power of these corresponding numbers here. In other words, this 2.826, the median in this column, would have the buying power of 866,000 in a 40-year period. You go out here to the 45-year period. If you're 22, it can save this kind of money. Look at the range from 3 million to 9 million, with the median being almost 5 million. What's the buying power? In the worst case scenario for a 45-year period in the last 100 years, you would have the buying power of almost $1 million. Can you become a millionaire on a modest income? Definitely. What will that $1 million be worth in a 40, 45-year period? You can get up to $1 million in as little as $300 a month. Again, we're using the S&P 500 numbers for the worst case scenario, and you'd still have 3 million in nominal dollars, and buying power. You have 928,000, just short of $1 million on just $300 a month, increasing that by 3% a year. What's $300 a month? Still way below 10% of somebody making $50,000 a year. I just want to run these numbers for people to let them know you can be a millionaire at retirement if you just commit to saving this and getting it in there for the long term. If you only have 20 or 25 years, yeah, it's going to be about impossible to get to $1 million on a modest income. But if you can get in there early and have 40 or 45 years, look at the kind of numbers you can have. Again, we're just running it at a modest amount, $300 a month, which is well below 10% of somebody making $50,000 a year. Please consider subscribing to our channel, like the videos, share this video, let them know that there's a channel out there that will run numbers for people. And if you want me to run your numbers, just give me your beginning balance, your monthly contribution if you want to increase that, and we'll go ahead and run it. And I love it if we have 35, 40, 45 years. Again, please consider subscribing, sharing, and liking these videos. And thanks again for watching.